Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, I'm Charlene Schmidt.
I'm Patrick Schmidt.
We just got done watching Walkabout, episode 18 of season 3 of Babylon 5, and it's time to babble for 5.
Who knew 90s R&B would be so big in the 2260s?
Yo, making a roaring comeback with its star Caine James playing Down Below every night. And apparently I noticed there's more Bailey's Irish Cream.
Yes, more Baileys. I think that's just the drink of Babylon 5. It's not Zima anymore.
They pulled their sponsorship after they broke away from Earth, probably. Yes, this is what we got out of this episode.
Those were our big takeaways.
Let's get a little serious, because there's some good stuff here. We have the concept of the walkabout.
Like Caine in Kung Fu, I'm just going to walk the earth.
I mean...
You don't get that reference, I'm sorry.
Nope! For the record, I love this idea, and I wish everybody had the opportunity and would actually capitalize on the chance if given the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, a little introspection never hurt anyone. Franklin strikes me as the type that is introspective but distracted.
Very much so, and I love the fact that he recognized this, and I think this is the perfect thing for him. All the while, hooking up with the singer lady, which, hey, you know, Steven doesn't strike me so much as like a relationship type of person. He has flings here and there. This seems perfectly suited for him.
And he does seem to be the kind who, when he finds someone he likes, well, of course, they're going to die in 6 months. He's just cursed that way.
I do find it a little surprising that as the head of MedLab, he had no idea about her.
Well, I mean, this is a big place. Lots of people, you don't know them all.
So what did you think of Caine James?
About halfway through, you think she's this drunk drug addict, and then you realize...
Down below.
She's not, and actually had some depth and some thought behind the method to her madness.
You know, it's a metaphor, right? Examining Steven through the glass, and it's almost a kaleidoscope type of thing. Very fitting for this episode. There's a thread.
Even though she was hampered by a lot of the things that were outside her control, she was doing the things she loved, and that was maybe the opposite of Steven in a lot of ways.
Ooh, good contrast. I suppose when you know you've got no more than a few months to live, you're going to go out and you're going to live your best life, damn it.
And what would Steven's best life be?
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He's finding it out, though. He's going to find it out. So let's move on now to the other big plot points of the story. We're going to test out telepaths against the shadows.
And I do have a short Lyta rant. Who made the choice to put her on the Season 3 DVD case cover? When we started Season 3 and we watched Episode 1 and I saw her show up in Episode 1 and have a pretty big role, and then I saw her on the DVD cover, I'm like, oh, she's going to be a big part of Season 3. Bullshit. If you remember way back at that time, I said she's my second favorite character.
Yes, but just behind Kosh.
Mm-hmm. Where the hell has she been? And I'm glad she's back.
But where has she been?
Yeah, exactly.
And what about this new Kosh?
New Kosh is a lot meaner than old Kosh. And old Kosh was kind of crotchety, but new Kosh is, throwing out chokeholds. That ain't good.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this guy. I kind of like the other one better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Lyta does too already.
Yeah.
Are these two going to be at odds?
I'm still not totally sure why Lyta feels as guilty as she does, other than Kosh 1.0 died. I think she's taken on a lot of unnecessary guilt here.
I don't know if it's necessarily made very clear just how close she and Kosh were.
Right.
I think they're trying to imply that they were a lot closer than meets the eye when she's been gone for 17 episodes.
Yes.
But she's taking it very personally, as if she could have done something to change it.
Now, she did step up pretty big in this episode.
Big time.
Basically eliminated a shadow ship all on her own.
I kind of love to hate the necessity of this whole thing. You've got to test it out. And I love the argument, the back and forth. Sheridan wants as few people out there as possible so that there's minimized risk of loss of life. However, you need reinforcements. This is the freaking shadows. You don't know what's going to happen. The people who honestly have the fewest resources, the Narn and Jakar, step up, get the people involved who have more resources but are too chicken shit to help. They were in the war room. They're just like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to stare at my paper and pretend like nothing's happening. Oh, F you.
Keep in mind, too, that Jakar does none of this without Garibaldi.
And as much as the Narn have already sacrificed for Babylon 5, they still need to step up because Jakar says himself, without Babylon 5, there is no hope.
Apparently also big in the 2260 era is Rocky 4.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. If he dies, he dies.
So you know what we ought to do now? Now that we've wrapped up the show, we ought to go on our walkabout.
Yeah.
Our walkabout downstairs to watch the next episode.
I like it. That's a plan right there.
We're going to do that.
And we have a plan for you too.
We do.
Your plan is to hit like,
Yo.
to hit subscribe, to hit the bell, and to leave a comment.
4 things, 4 tasks. You can do it.
Yeah, 3 of those are really easy clicks. The 4th one might take a little bit more thought because the 4th one is leave a comment, and you can't spoil anything because I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, so don't ruin it or I delete it. You know, I haven't had to do that in a long time. We've got good listeners. Thank you guys for making that part of the job very easy, and we'll see you next time for the next episode.
Bye-bye.